Hello, Lennen Rockers. It's time to learn Revolution by the Beatles, especially for the guitar and keyboards. Now, we'll start with the intro, George, even though I think you already know it pretty well. You're going to put your finger, index finger probably, but up to you, over the top 3 strings on the 1st fret. And by top, I actually mean the ones that are on the bottom, but musically they're on the top. And then you're going to slide them up to the 5th fret. You're only going to play those top 3 strings. You're not going to play anything else. If you play this one, it doesn't sound as good. And you're going to do that a bunch of times really fast, and then you're going to slide up or put your pinky on the 8th fret, same 3 strings, but you don't play the top 3, or the bottom 3, which are the E, A, and D. You only play the G, B, and E. So, it sounds like this when you put it all together. That's the intro, that's the whole intro. And they play it a little more, the Beatles play it a little more tricky than that, but it's good enough for our purposes. Now moving into the verse. It's all power chords again. To make an A power chord, put it right on that finger, all you have to do is you cover the 2nd fret of the D and G strings, and you play the you play the open A. That's the chord right there. And you play, say you want a revolution, well, you... On the word no, you switch to a power chord of a D, which is the 2nd and 3rd fret of the G and B strings, respectively, and you play the open D. This is a power D. Well, you know. And back to the A, you all want to change the world. And you're going up and, we'll focus on this hand, you're going to go up and down. But you're only going to play those 3 strings. If you play this, it sounds terrible. So you play these 2. Even if you only play these 2, it's okay. That's fine too. So, you say you want a revolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. Asked before, I forget the words, but it doesn't really matter, you know. Now we're going to go to an E. We all want to change the world is the top 3, or what we call the bottom 3, sorry. Right here. World. Okay. Now what the Beatles are doing, just for your interest, John Lennon is actually hammering on his other finger, so he's actually playing it like this. Alright, here's the pre-chorus and the chorus of Revolution. First, you start in the pre-chorus with a B minor. B minor, the easy way to do it is this. Put your finger here on the 2nd fret of the E string, 3rd fret of the B, and 4th fret of the G and D. Okay, or if you're ready to bar, you can do that and play the top strings also, or what we call the bottom strings. So it's, but when you talk about E, destruction, don't you know that you can? Now you're going to go G power chord, A power chord, F sharp power chord like this. And down to E. Here's how to play the right hand of the pre-chorus. So you're playing your B minor, and what you're going to do is swipe the strings the way you normally would, but then immediately mute them with the side of your hand, so it's like this. When you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can... And then normal now. Count me out. No, that didn't sound right. Okay, so it's... When you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Know it's gonna be, and then you're back exactly to the chords you did for the verse. All right, all right, all right. A power chord, D power chord. All right, all right. Now E power chord. let it ring. And George, here's the riff that I taught you the other day. You're going to play the open A string, and then hammer your index finger onto the second string, like this. And then play the open D string, so it sounds like this. Then you fret the second fret of both strings, the A and the D, and you're going to hammer on the 4th fret. So the whole thing sounds like this. Whoops, I did it wrong. So. Again, fast, it's... back into the verse. That's Revolution for the guitar. Okay, Carlisle, here are the piano parts for Revolution. You only need 3 chords for the chorus and the verse. There's going to be another one for the bridge, but we'll do that later. The A major, D major, and E major. Whoops, there we go. A, D, and E. And it goes like this. You say you want a revolution. On the U you stop and you go up to the D. No, we all want to change the... On the world you go back to A. World. You'd ask me before, tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know. I missed it, but that's because I'm not a good piano player. We all want to change the... On the world you go up to E. Then you stop. So let me do that again from the beginning. And I don't do it very well, but I'll do my best. You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we all stop. And you can excuse my mistakes because I'm not a good piano player, but you know what I'm trying to do. Now the pre-chorus has a new chord, the B minor, which is this. And you just play it like this. Okay, so it's... But when you talk about... and then on destruction, you're going to go to E. Destruction. Don't you know that you can... Now watch this. Okay, so it's G, A, F sharp, and then you're going to play E. And you can do it down here, I suppose. So the whole part goes like this. Gotta find my B minor. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? And then you go right back to your A. You know it's gonna... I don't know where the A is. Here's the A. Here's the A, right?
That's it.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
So that's my daughter telling me. You know it's gonna be... Okay. Then you go back to the chorus, which is the same chords as your verse. A, D, and E. So it goes like this. Don't you know it's gonna be A, alright, D, alright, D, A, alright, D, E, and you just hold that. And for the chorus, you don't do the that you did for the verse. You just play the chords and hold them. Alright. Okay? Rock and roll.